Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you 5 things that you can check on your car at home to make sure that you stay safe for every journey. You can do these checks once a week, once a month, but as long as you're doing them, your car will be fine. Let's get into it. So for today, we're going to be using this old Clio here, and we're going to do 5 checks. The first check that we're going to do, get in, and we're just going to start the vehicle up and make sure our washers and wipers work. And as you can see here, we got no windscreen washer fluid. So what we're going to do is we're going to top that up and then we're going to recheck it. So to top up our windscreen washer fluid, we are going to find the bonnet pull, which is normally in one of the footwells. In this Renault, it's on the left hand side. Some vehicles, it's on the right hand side. So once you pull that, come round to the front and you'll find a little release catch underneath the bonnet somewhere. This one is here. So we're just going to pop the bonnet up and then you've got a bonnet stay. If you haven't got hydraulic bonnet rams, it won't stay open on its own. You have to put the stay up. So now we need to look in here and we need to find our washer bottle. So the washer bottle is located underneath this flap here. It will always have a picture on the caps. This one has got a picture of a windscreen and some water squirting. So we need to put some water in there. So if we just grab some water. And we're just going to fill this up. You can add screen wash. They do nice flavoured smelling screen washes now. But for today, just to show you, I'm just going to top it up with plain water. Always remember to pop your cap back on. And if we pop the ignition on, as you can see now, our windscreen washers are working. And you also check the condition of the wiper blades. Are they clearing the screen properly? And what you can also do is just have a look at the blade. Run your finger down the blade and see if any of the rubber part is detaching on both sides. If they're not, they're fine. That is check number 1 complete. But whilst we've got the bonnet open, we also want to check our oil levels. This is the oil filler cap, and somewhere on your engine, if you have this, will be a dipstick. This one, being an old Clio, has got a dipstick, but the end's broken off. But we can still pull it out and we can check. So we want to get ourselves a rag. And you just want to wipe clean the end. And you can see there it says minimum and maximum. So we're going to pop that back into the dipstick hole, push it all the way down, and then pull it back out, and you'll see your oil level. Let's see if we can get some more light on it. You can see this oil level is just below the minimum, which is absolutely perfect. If it's lower than that, then you may want to consider topping it up with the correct grade of oil in the oil filler. So that's check number 2. Check number 3 will be your engine coolant. And you can see on the bottle, on this example, you have a minimum and a maximum, and this is closer to the minimum than it is the maximum. So we're just gonna undo the cap. This has got plenty of coolant in it, you can see by the colour. You can have the coolant tested to see what level of freeze it goes down to. But this one for today, we're just going to top it up with water. Just so it's on the maximum mark when it's cold. Obviously when the vehicle's cold. So now that's topped up to the maximum. That is check number 3 done. Check number 4 we are going to do, you're going to need to get yourself a torch, and we are just going to check our tyres. So we're going to check the sidewalls for any damage, any cuts. We're going to have a look and check to see whether they're flat. We also want to have a look at the treads on the inside to make sure we've got tread across the whole tyre. Like this one is very good. And what we're going to do is we're going to check all 4 tyres exactly the same way. You check the sidewalls, check for inflation, check the tread. And once you've done that on all 4 tyres, then you want to get your tyre pressure gauge. If you haven't got one, they're really cheap to buy on eBay. You can just stick it on, it will tell you the pressure. If they're lower than what is recommended from the vehicle, then obviously you can pump them up. Most vehicles will have a sticker inside the door well or the fuel cap telling you what pressure to put into your tyres. Of course, this one does not have it, so it will be in the handbook. If it's not in the door sills, most new vehicles, you'll have a sticker somewhere along here which will say your size tyre and what pressure to put in it. If they're not in there, you can look in the handbook and it will tell you in there. So that is check number 4 complete. Check number 4 is going to be our lights. So you've got lights at the front and the back of the vehicle. So we want to come and turn our ignition on. And then on this one, we've got a stalk on this side. So we're just going to turn the lights on. Put all the lights that you can have on with the ignition on and engine off. And then we're just going to go around the vehicle. As you can see, we've got side lights at the back, number plate light, reverse lights. And then to check your brake lights, either have somebody check for you, or I actually have a mirror up there where I can see all the lights are working. And whilst we're checking the rear lights, we also want to check the rear fog lights, which are these ones here. As you can see, they are working perfectly fine. And if your car has these fitted, front fog lights are normally down in the bumper here. You can check those as well for operation. And this one is completely fine. Then come round to the front and you've got side light, headlight, side light, headlight, but this one, the side light bulb is actually not working. So we will have to replace that before we go on our journey. If I just turn the headlights off, you'll be able to see a lot more clearly. That's the side light bulb one side, not working the other side. So what we will do is replace that bulb and get that working before we go on a journey. We also have indicators. So we can put our left-hand indicator on. Quickly walk around. We can see that one, side repeater and front one working. Then we go back in and pop the other side indicator on. We can see rear one, side repeater and front indicator are all working. And last thing to check is your main beam. So you can turn your main beams on, come back round the front, and you can see the 2 main beams on the inner ones there are working correctly. So that is check number 5. And from our checks today, we had no screen wash, slightly low coolant, and we have 1 bulb out. So once we replace that bulb, we've topped up all of our levels. We are now good to go. So there's a quick 5 checks you can do on your vehicle weekly or monthly to make sure that your vehicle stays in tip-top condition and you're ready for any journey that comes on. So if you like this content, please hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.